Let's multiply exponents. This is pretty straightforward. I hope you're going to find this one to be fairly easy. I'm going to start off with, an easy one. Let's go 2 root 7 times 4 root 3. If you notice, I've got an innie and an outie. The outies can combine together and the innies can combine together. 2 and 4 would be my outies, 7 and 3 would be my innies. So what do? I'm just going to multiply my outies to become an 8, and I'm going to multiply my innies to become the square root of 21, and that's it. That's literally all we do. Now, there are some things we can do to make these look a little bit uglier. Let me show you. Okay, let's go a -3 square root of, 6, and let's times that by a 5 square root of 3. Okay, now let's multiply them together. Let's do the outies. The outies give me -15, and the innies give me square root of 18. Cool, done. Not so much, okay? Because once you do this, what you have to look and see, when I have my innie, is my innie fully reduced? Is it fully simplified? And it's not. Okay, so this 18 right here, I can break this down in the 9 times 2. And that 9 can break down to 3 times 3, and what do I notice? I can pull out a pair of 3s. Okay, so if I pull out a 3, I already have a 15 there, so I'm going to multiply them together, and 3 times -15 is -45, and what's left over after I pull them out? Just a 2. So that is really a better answer. That's the correct answer, okay? So that one's not full. So great, we did it, we did the multiplication, but there was still a step to do underneath it. Now, sometimes these numbers can get really big and really confusing, and there are a couple tricks that can help you. So let me show you what those tricks can be. Let me just put another one up here on the board. Okay, once we do these two, I think you guys are gonna be able to start doing the worksheets and learning these on your own, okay? So let's take the first one right here. We're gonna multiply them together. Let's start with the outies. 2 and 4b are my outies, so I'm gonna get 8b. My innies is 3 times 27. Now, I can figure that out, or, because I know that likely something's gonna get pulled out, I'm just gonna write 27 times 3. I'm not gonna actually work it out, because I know I'm gonna have to break it down anyway. And that's gonna break down to 9 times 3, and that's gonna break down to 3 times 3. And I'm looking for pairs. Look, there's a pair of 3s. And look, there's another pair of 3s. What's left over? Nothing. So there won't be a square root. So when I look at this, 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 8 is 72, and I have the b. And that's it. But if you notice, I didn't just automatically multiply them together, okay? I decided that I was just going to pull it out. Now, if I did, I would have seen that would have been an 81, and I would have just made it a 9. But that would have been quicker. But depending on the number, sometimes it's better to multiply them together. Sometimes it's better to just keep them factored out, okay? Especially when they get larger, okay? If they're small, maybe multiply them together. Once they get larger, you just want to break them down before putting them together. Now, one more. Look at this one. Is a binomial with them. So what do? Well, what do you think you do? You're just going to FOIL them like you're going to do any binomial. Don't let it freak you out. First, we're just going to FOIL. 2 times 4 is 8. Outer. How do I write 2 times a positive root 3? Positive 2 root 3. That means 2 times root 3 when you write it outside. Now I'm going to do my innies. Plus 4 root 3. And now I'm going to do my last. What is square root of 3 times square root of 3? Square root of 9, or just 3. Okay, and so when it's all said and done, I've got my like terms there that we talked about in the adding video. And look, I've got a like term there, and I've got a like term there. So 8 and 3 is going to give me 11, and this is going to give me plus 6 root 3. Just to show you what I did with those 3's, if I get, let's just say, square root of 7 times square root of 7, what's that going to give me? That's going to give me a square root of 49. Well, what's the square root of 49? 7, okay? So if you ever take a square root times itself, When you do that, you're just going to get the number outside the square root. People look at it and go, oh, well, if you times it by itself, you're canceling out the square root. You're not. Okay, this is actually what you're doing. But in the sense that the square root goes away and you're left with the number, that is correct, okay? That's going to get really important when we do the dividing and we do something called rationalizing the denominator. That's going to be really important, so that's coming up. But I hope you see the FOIL. I hope you see this one right here with my innies and outies. Let's go do some work on the practice sheets. I'm going to help you one by one, and let's make you a pro on multiplying radicals.